Oh, on the first cast, I got a fish. Whoa, oh my God. That was awesome. Whoa. Oh, wow. Did I find another hot spot? Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking out another one of my creek fishing videos. Today's video features footage from a fishing trip I went on a few days ago. I grabbed a leftover container of worms I had and went down to the creek, kind of with the mindset of fishing for anything that bites, whatever I could catch. So this video is a creek exploration. I'm gonna be exploring a new section of a creek I've never fished before. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video because this was a really awesome day of multi-species creek fishing and I caught a lot of fish. Today I'm going to be creek fishing in a totally new place and I'm going to do a little exploring, and I'm fishing with worms today, and I'm just going to walk downstream, maybe upstream a little bit, and see if I can find some drop-offs. It looks like even right there under those bushes hanging over the creek, the water drops off a little bit, so I'm probably going to start here and take a few casts and then explore some other areas. All right, so I put a big juicy night crawler on and I'm going to throw it right down there in front of those bushes, see if there's any fish. It is kind of shallow in this area here, right where I'm standing. It's shallow, but on the other side of the creek, like most creeks I fish, there is a deeper hole, so we'll see if there's any fish in there. If not, I'm gonna keep exploring. So I'll take the first cast. Oh, on the first cast, I got a fish. Whoa, oh my God. That was awesome. That was an awesome bass jump. That's a nice smallmouth on the first cast. Very nice. Let's get him up by the shore here before he escapes. Wow, that's actually a nice smallmouth there. Well, that's always a good sign. You go to a new spot and you catch a smallmouth on the first cast. So I'm glad that I decided to throw my worm into that spot because you can see the water, you know, like right there, it's really shallow. And then there's clearly a drop off right there, and there's some current coming along. You got some branches and stuff in the water. Nice little creek smallmouth there. It's not a beast, but got a nice jump and put up a nice little fight. So get him back into the creek. It's kind of, oh, there he goes. Well, that does it for that little spot there. I just caught that one smallmouth. Didn't have any more bites or anything, so I think there was probably just one fish there. I mean, it is a really small area. So I'm gonna go on the other side of that tree that's over the creek and see if I can find some drop-offs over there. So I've just walked a little ways downstream from where I caught the bass, where that tree is over the creek, and there's a bend in the creek here, and right away I can see that the water does drop off here. It looks like this could be a really good spot to hold some fish, because look at all that stuff in the water. I mean, that's crazy. You got trees, fallen trees, branches, log jams. Looks like a gigantic log jam there. You can see there's all the stuff in the water, and there's definitely a nice big drop off in the center of that, and the water kind of spins around because of the log jams. I have to be careful because there are a lot of snags along here, you know, sticks and logs and branches all over the place under the water. There is some deep water in here. Ooh. I can see, oh, something's grabbing my worm. Oh, I got something. I got a fish. Oh yeah, awesome. It's another smallmouth. Wow, and I could see like 3 other bass chasing this one as I was reeling it in, so I know there's more fish down there. Guys, I've only been here for about 20 minutes and I've already caught 2 bass, and I've seen other fish, so that is always a good sign there. Yeah, I saw you know, when I was reeling it in, right when I came by that log, I was pulling the fish over that. There's a log underwater, and there was two fish, other fish that swam out and were chasing it. It looked like bass maybe. See you later. You know, one of the reasons I'm using worms today is because I wanted to try to, you know, maybe catch a big sucker. I've never fished this part of this creek, but I know there are, for sure, there's red horse suckers in here. I find that when you fish with worms, when you go fishing with worms, you can catch a whole variety of fish. I mean, it is a multi-species bait, and smallmouth love worms. Some people don't know that, but they do. They love worms. All right, I'll take another cast and just let it drift right through there. Oh yeah, I'm going down. I got something, I don't know. Oh, that's cool, look at that, it's a rock bass. That's actually a nice sized rock bass too. Very cool. Yeah, they love worms. In one of my recent videos, I found a hot spot in a different creek I was fishing in, and I caught so many rock bass, just one after the other. They love worms. Yeah, it's really cool. I like the coloration and the pattern on rock bass. Get a closer shot of them. Now we'll get them back into the creek. See what else is down there. Oop, going down. Got another one. Is it a rock bass? It is. So maybe I found a school of rock bass down there. That's smaller than the other one. I still got my worm. 2 fish in a row. That's always a bonus. So far, this is a really awesome day of fishing. And I got a late start. It's probably like 12:30 right now, or maybe probably not 1 o'clock. It's afternoon. But beautiful little fish. Let's see what else is down there. Oh, bobber's going down. Got another one. Oh, there goes my worm. Look at that. I grabbed it. It was about to float away. That looks about the same size as the last one. Little baby rock bass. Hopefully we can hook into a big smallmouth or a big largemouth, big fat sucker. That's what I would really like to catch. So maybe this time I'll try it further over there by those logs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, the bobber's going down. Oh yeah. What is it, a rock bass again or a smallmouth? Oh wow, it's a jumbo. It's a jumbo Rocky. Or is that a crop? Oh my God, look at that, guys. Look at the size. I'll reel it up. Oh, look at the size of that rock bass, guys. That is a jumbo. That is a jumbo. Wow, check that out. And he's missing his tail. He's from spawning or a fish attack. Maybe a northern pike grabbed him. But check that out. That thing is, yeah, I think he's spawning, because you can see it looks like maybe fish eggs or something on the tail, or maybe that's just because it's infected, but you can see he's missing part of his dorsal fin too on the top. Isn't that wild? Yeah, that's a first for me. I've never seen a fish mutilated like that, but that is a nice sized rock bass. I thought it was a smallmouth at first. Very cool. Yeah, that is just crazy looking there. Poor guy. Looks to me like a a northern pike or something, a bigger fish, or maybe even a snapping turtle, took a chunk out of them at some point. And then maybe the tail was bitten off by another fish and that's infected, or those are fish eggs from spawning. Because I know fish, a lot of times when they use their tail to make their spawning beds, they it can cause their tail to wear down a little bit. I've seen that on other fish. So I'll let him go. Here he goes. I'm gonna throw the worm right over there by the log pile again. Yeah, it's probably another rock bass. Yep. Oh, I definitely found the ultimate rock bass hole here for sure. Could catch them all day long. Yeah, luckily I still got my worm. I'm breaking the worms in half at this point just to conserve my bait. Here he is. It's a river beast. I'll try right back in there. Water's actually kind of shallow right there. Right there is where it drops off. There's a big hole in the center. I don't know if it's over my head, but it's pretty deep. That's why all the fish are in there. There is a little bit of a current. It's perfect because it just pulls the worm right along. Oh, here we go. It's going down. Yeah, another. Well, there he goes. He got off, which is fine. Oh, no more smallmouth since that one, but I think there'd be another one down there somewhere. I think the problem is the rock bass grab it before any of the other fish have a chance to see the worm or react. I'll throw the worm right over there. Going down. What is it? Rock bass? Yeah, it is. Another rock bass. It's loaded with rock bass in here. Well, if I ever want to catch a bunch of rock bass and do like a rock bass video, I know where to go. Yeah, they're still fun to catch. I'm going to take a few more casts here and then I'm going to try to make my way past that log jam. It might not be that deep there. I don't know. I might be able to get around because I want to see what's on the other side. Take a couple more casts over here. Well, my bobber's tipping, or so I think it actually is. Oh, yep. Okay. I got another fish here. Oh, look at this. That's something different. That is a type of creek chub. I caught one of these before. It's a cool fish. They got the they got that spot right behind the eye on both sides. It's a type of chub for sure. I think they're called a hornyhead chub, I believe. The males grow these bumps on their head during spawning, I believe, is to my understanding. Yeah, you can see there the other spot. They got those really cool orange colored fins on them. That's a really cool catch. I love catching something different, you know, and catch fish that you don't catch a lot of. We'll get him back in the creek. All right, we'll try it over there. Still have a little piece of worm on there. Yeah, I'm sure there's some huge bass in here. I mean, this is perfect situation for bass. They love these big log jams, lots of stuff in the water, lots of hiding places, you know, nice drop off. You got a little current, a lot of sand on the bottom. It's perfect for smallmouth. Ooh, I just saw another one of those suckers. There's definitely suckers down there, and my bobber's starting to go down. I know they're suckers because I keep seeing the body flashing. It's another rock bass. So I'm probably going to take another cast or two and move downstream. I was hoping I could hook into one of those suckers that are down there, but I'll take a couple more casts and then I'll continue exploring. Try it right over there because I just saw one of those suckers. I can't tell if it's a red horse or... I know it's a sucker though for sure. Oh, bobber is going down. I cannot escape these rock bass. Hey, it's better than catching nothing, but I want to catch a smallie or something. Here's one. Another rock bass. So yeah, it's pretty much... I did see a couple... When I caught that, when I first arrived at this spot, I saw 2 smallmouth down there by that log, but the rock bass grabbed the worm before I have a chance to hook into anything else. But still fun and awesome fishing. This is a really, really good fishing spot right here. So I am attempting to walk under this tree here. So let's see if I can make my way under this. Actually, it looks like I can see some rocks and stuff on the bottom, like small pebbles and sand, so it might not be that bad. Actually, this is not bad at all. It's all rocky where I'm walking. The whole river bottom, or creek bottom right there, is full of minnows. There's like probably over 100 minnows swimming around. This would be an excellent place to bring a minnow trap, and you can trap them very easily here. And I'm on the other side of that fallen tree where that log jam is. I'm going to take a few casts here before I walk any further because there is definitely some depth there, so there could be some fish. Still have a piece of worm on my hook from earlier. Yeah, as my bobber's tipping. I'm getting a bite. Yep. Ooh. Wow. That is a big creek chub. Look at that, guys. That is a jumbo. That is a jumbo creek chub. I don't know if I ever caught one that big before. That's a big chub. I thought it was a bass at first. Here he is. Look at that. That's a nice sized chub. You know, jumbo creek chub. We'll get him back in the water. Yeah, creek chubs, they love worms. It's probably one of the easiest ways to catch them. But I discovered in one of my previous videos, I was fishing with, I went creek fishing with that micro TRD from Z-Man. It was the first time I ever used it. And I was catching them on every cast on that little tiny TRD. So if you guys like creek chub fishing, that's a good way to catch them. I'll put links in the video description for some of the other videos. The one that I just referenced. I caught so many chubs in that video, it was crazy. Oh, I'm getting a bite. Yep. Got one. What's another chub? Another jumbo chub. Yeah, that's a chub, isn't it? Is that a shiner? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Somebody leave a comment. Is that a creek chub? I don't think that's a creek chub because it doesn't have the creek chubs. They got that spot on the dorsal fin, and this one doesn't. And they kind of have like a little stripe on the side a little bit, and this one's more fat in the middle. I think that might be like a shiner maybe, or a shad or something. See, I'm honestly not sure what that is, but it's something different though. Still cool to catch. We'll get him back in the creek. Love fishing new places like this. It's really exciting because you just never know what you're going to hook into. You never know the terrain, you know, what you're going to find. You find some really amazing looking deep water loaded with fish. You just never know. That's why I love creek fishing and getting back into these remote areas like this. The water definitely does drop off on the creek bend, this whole area in the middle of the creek. And so I want to see if maybe there's a couple fish in there. I'll start over here first. Oh, looks like I'm getting a bite. I think. I don't know. It might have been. No, I'm definitely. Oh, I just got cleaned off by a fish. Let's see if he comes back again. Hopefully it wasn't a creek chub and it was a bass or something. Oh, I got it. Whatever it is. Is it a creek chub? What is it? Yes, it is. It's a creek chub. That's probably what it was the first time. Here he is. Got something like growing on his throat too. You see that? It's like a big lump. And some kind of a parasite, or I don't know. Not as big as the other one I caught earlier. Yep. Oh, it's another one of those fish I caught earlier. I don't know if that's a creek chub, if that's a, I always get the two confused, a shiner or a shad. I don't know, I'm not sure, but the other one I caught earlier was bigger. Well, that's what's been tearing my worms off over there, so I'm not gonna fish there anymore. I'm gonna check out around this creek bend. Actually fished this whole creek bend here all the way down, and it opens up into like kind of a big open pool there. I took a bunch of casts and I didn't catch anything or have any bites, so I'm gonna start making my way back upstream and then fish the other side of where I started, you know, go the opposite direction. So far it's a awesome day of fishing. I caught a lot of fish and I haven't even been fishing that long. So I've been walking upstream quite a ways, and up until that tire you see in the water there, it was pretty flat and shallow, and now it's starting to get a little bit deeper, and you can see all this stuff in the water here. So I'm gonna put my cooler down and take a few casts along here, and hopefully I won't get snagged on anything that's underwater. Yeah, I can see branches and stuff over there. See if there's any fish. Oh yeah, something. Yep. Got it, whatever it is. Oh my God, look at the size of that chub. Look at that, guys. That is a big creek chub. That actually might be my PB for creek chubs. I don't think I've ever caught one that big. I mean, that's a big, I don't know, that's pretty big. I thought it was a bass at first. I don't mind catching the bigger ones. It's annoying when you catch a bunch of little ones. You catch them in every cast, it gets annoying, but that's, get a better shot of them here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, check that out. You know, creek chub. That's a big one. I mean, he's long and skinny. You know, I've caught ones that have a lot more meat on them. But and he definitely you know, I thought I had a bass at first because it felt like it had some weight to it. I thought maybe it was a smaller smallmouth. So yeah, it definitely seems like, you know, this section of the creek has more chubs in it, you know, more creek chubs. But I mean, you can see I caught some smallmouth too, and there's a lot of rock bass because I fished this creek, you know, closer to where it connects to the river, quite a ways upstream from here. And I caught a lot of really nice bass in my previous videos and some of my other videos. So I know there's potentially some bigger fish here too. It's another Another jumbo, and these are big chubs. These would be good ones to take home and eat. A little multi-species creek fishing today using worms. Fishing with worms, you can catch a variety of fish, that's for sure. And here we go with the weird noises. They make weird noises. Still got a little worm left on my hook. I might as well use the rest of it. Throw it over there. Yep. I think it's just a bunch of chubs in this area here. It's something else there. All right, take one final cast here. It's a little predictable at this point. I think I'm gonna, well, it's one of those, it's another chub, but it's a different type of chub though. Yeah, that one looks different. Oh, there he goes. All right, so I'm continuing to make my way a little upstream. Right over there is where I caught those chubs. And I'm just trying to find some drop-offs. We can hopefully locate some smallmouth. Fish that whole bend in the creek there and didn't catch anything. Had a little fish take my worm, that was about it. But now the creek is starting to get deep. I mean, I'm almost up to my waist. This could be a good spot to find some smallmouth or some other types of fish. I'm gonna fish over there where that tree is in the creek. I'm gonna throw the worm close to that tree. Oh yeah, bobber's going down. Whoa. Whoa, look at this, guys. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Out of nowhere. That was a pretty cool bass jump. Hopefully I got that on film. I think it's a smallmouth. Wow, this is actually a nice fish. This is, oh wow. Yeah, this is a nice bass, guys. This is definitely a nice one. I'm glad that I took a cast in this spot because I had a feeling there was going to be some smallies here because the water really drops off, and up until this point it was really shallow. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's a really nice one. Hopefully he doesn't get off here because, you know, I want to get a closer look here. Got mud all over the face. That's a nice one. See how muddy that is. It's nasty where I'm fishing. All right, well there he is. Nice creek smallie. The mud didn't stop me from catching another bass. I was determined, so I knew there was going to be some fish in here. The water's starting to get really deep. It's a nice bass. It's not a beast, but I'll tell you what though, that really put up a nice fight. I mean, it was peel and drag at first a little. But yeah, that's awesome. I think that's maybe the biggest one I caught today. I don't remember the one that I caught at the beginning. I don't remember. I haven't been measuring the fish, but very nice. I'm going to take a couple more casts in here and see if I can catch another one. Yeah, right over by that tree. I figured that'd be a good place to cast. Oh, get him back into the creek. That was fun. That was, I'd say so far today, the best fish fight I've had for sure. We'll see if there's another one down there. Oop, bobber going down. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. Oh my God. Oh, did you guys see that? Good Lord. Is this the same fish? I don't think so. Oh my God. Did I find another hot spot? Wow. Okay. 2 in a row. 2 lunkers in a row. That was crazy. I really hope that that jump showed up on film because that was awesome. This is a strong fish. Wow. Yeah, he's peeling drag. Oh, this is awesome. Hopefully I can land him. Yeah, that's a really nice bass. And it was like instantly. I threw the worm in there and the bobber went down right away. Okay. That's a nice fish. Look at that. Okay, yeah, it's a nice, very nice bass. And I know that's not the same one because the other one actually had a hole in its mouth. The mouth was torn open, like it looks like someone else had already caught it before. This one does not have the hole in the mouth, so that's a different fish, but that's awesome. So I found potentially another hotspot loaded with smallmouth, but check that out, guys. That's a nice bass. I'm gonna put up an awesome fight and really get to test out my new Stratic. I'm gonna get situated and I'll get some better footage of the fish. Yeah, there he is. It's a nice chunky bass. You know, my last video I caught that 18-incher. That was the catch of the year for me. But this is still a nice fish though. You'd be surprised, even the ones that are a little bit smaller too, you know, they'll put up a fight. Creek bass, they're strong fish, but it's a nice smallmouth. That's why anytime I go creek fishing and I see trees and stuff like that in the water, I always throw my bait in there because that's where you're gonna find fish. I'll get them back in the water. Beautiful fish. So happy with that. That was cool. Man, there's some nice fish in here. I'm gonna put a fresh worm on. That's 2 nice bass in a row. I've only been fishing in the spot for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops. So let's see if there's any more down there. I wasn't really targeting any particular types of fish today. I just had a leftover container of worms. I decided to do a little creek exploration in a new section of this creek and see what I could catch. But I think I'll come back to the spot again with, you know, just go with Hellgrammites and see what we can catch, see how many bass we can catch with those. So right over there is where I was standing when I caught those 2 bass. I was casting on that side of the tree, in front of that tree there. Now I'm on the other side of this tree. My bobber stop is getting stuck in the guides a little. It's kind of annoying. But there could be some big fish in there. The water's deep here and it's extremely muddy and nasty, so I can't really walk any further than where I'm standing. Yeah, I'm right under the tree. Oh, bobber's going down. I got a fish. Oh, awesome. It's another smallmouth. Right under the tree right there. It's not as big as the other 2, but still fun though. What I'll do is I'll cast it over there. There is kind of a whirlpool over there. Really slow moving water. Whoa, bobber down. I got it. What is it? It's a smallmouth. Well, there goes my worm, but I grabbed it before it sank to the bottom. Well, this is a really good little fishing spot here. It's a beast. Okay guys, this is crazy. I just caught a fish on accident. That is really funny. What is it? It's actually not a bad bass. I was trying to fix my line and he grabbed it. I didn't even know I had a fish on. Luckily he didn't swallow the hook. There he is. It was an accidental catch. All right, I put another worm on. I'm gonna take another cast into the middle of the creek there. Ooh, bobber down. Oh, he got a fish. No, he got off. I had one on and he got off. I didn't have a good hook set. That's okay. See if he comes back. Right back in the same place. Bobber down again. I got it, whatever it is. Whoa. Whoa, wow. That was a nice bass jump. Ooh, that's a nice bass. That's another nice one. Very nice. Wow. Look at this one, guys. It's a nice bass. They're just right in the middle of the creek. Alright guys, well thanks for watching another one of my creek fishing videos. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making this video. I love exploring creeks and wade fishing. It's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I started this channel. And you can see once again fishing with worms. It's multi-species. I caught probably 4 or 5 different types of fish in this video, and I found some new fishing spots with some really nice fish. I'm definitely going to be going back to that one area at the end where I was catching all those big bass. I'm going to be doing that in an upcoming video for sure. I'll probably go back there with some hellgrammites and walk further upstream and see what we can catch. So if you enjoyed the video, drop me a like and subscribe. And if you want to watch more of my content now, just click on any of the creek fishing videos or playlists I put on the screen. Thanks again.